If resting never makes you feel rested, it's not because you are resting wrong. It's because you never stopped watching yourself. You are not lazy. You are hypervigilant. And hypervigilance doesn't turn off just because you sat on the couch. Your body might be still, but your mind, still scanning, still checking, still preparing for the next threat, even when there isn't one. You don't hate rest. You're afraid of what happens when you stop producing, because somewhere deep down, you learned that being useful was being safe, that being productive was being loved, that stopping was disappearing. And now, even when you are exhausted, stopping feels dangerous. This is emotional exhaustion, not laziness, not weakness, exhaustion. You didn't invent this. You didn't choose to believe you need to earn the right to exist. You learned it, probably early, probably from people who didn't know any different either. And it worked. For a while, it worked. Being strong protected you. Being useful kept you included. Being perfect avoided rejection, until it stopped working, and your body started paying the price. These are the chronic stress effects no one warns you about. Imagine living your entire life, slightly holding your breath. Not completely, just enough to stay alert, to not relax too much, to not let your guard down. That's what constant vigilance does. You never fully exhale. You never fully let go. You never trust that you can slow down. And over time, your body forgets how to breathe deeply. These are hypervigilance symptoms. Your nervous system stuck in overdrive, never resting, never safe. You sleep 8 hours and wake up tired. You take the weekend off and Monday still feels impossible. You rest, but you don't feel rested. Not because you are resting wrong, but because nervous system dysregulation doesn't heal with sleep. Physical tiredness, yes, but the exhaustion of being constantly on alert, that needs something different. That needs safety. When you are tired but can't rest, it's because your body doesn't feel safe enough to truly let go. Vigilance isn't thinking, it's monitoring. It's the part of you that never stops checking. Am I safe? Am I being judged? Am I doing enough? Am I in danger? And when the answer is always maybe, the body never relaxes. Because maybe is too dangerous, so it stays on, waiting, prepared, exhausted. This is what it means to be always on edge, not for hours, not for days, for months, for years. Your nervous system never got the signal that the threat is over. Let me guess. You avoid messages. Not because you don't care, but because responding requires emotional energy you don't have. You cancel plans, not because you don't want to go, but because the idea of performing, of being the right version of yourself, feels impossible. You feel guilty for resting, but you also feel guilty for doing nothing. And deep down, you feel like something's wrong with you, because everyone else seems to manage, except you. So you ask yourself, what's wrong with me? Why can't I just function? Why does everything feel so heavy? But here is nothing wrong with you. You are experiencing emotional exhaustion. And that's not a character flaw. That's a nervous system crying for help. But what if I told you that what you call laziness is actually protection? When you live under chronic stress, when you never feel it's safe to stop, the body eventually stops for you. Not because you are weak, but because it's trying to save you. It shuts down motivation. It shuts down focus. It shuts down energy. Because if it doesn't, you'll keep going until you truly break. So no, you are not failing. Your body is saving you. Your body is stuck in survival mode. And in survival mode, the only priority is staying alive, not thriving, not creating, not connecting, just surviving. Perfectionism isn't ambition, it's protection. Overthinking isn't intelligence, it's vigilance. Exhaustion isn't laziness, it's the cost of staying guarded for too long. You didn't become this way because you are a perfectionist by nature. You adapted. Probably because at some point, being imperfect wasn't safe, being vulnerable wasn't safe, being you wasn't safe. So you learned to edit yourself, to monitor yourself, to hide the parts that felt too much, or not enough, or simply human. And being human means making mistakes, getting tired, needing, feeling, There is nothing wrong with that. This mental fatigue you are carrying, it's not permanent. It's not who you are. It's just what happens when a nervous system runs on empty for too long. The courage you are looking for isn't loud. It's quiet. It's the decision to stop hiding from your own humanity, to stop monitoring yourself, to stop editing yourself, to stop performing, and simply be. Even when it's imperfect, even when it's messy, even when it's vulnerable. When you keep asking, why can't I relax? The answer is this: because relaxation requires safety, and safety requires trust. Trust that you won't be judged. Trust that you won't be rejected. Trust that you can stop performing and still be enough. That's where real strength begins. Not in pretending everything is fine, not in pushing through, but in finally admitting nothing feels safe, and choosing to create safety anyway, one breath at a time.